A few years ago, I had a new patient in my office, and so while I was taking her history, I asked about spiritual interests. And she replied in a very unusual way. She said, "Yes, I'm a Christian. I'm going to heaven." Well, she was clearly not enjoying the joy of her salvation. So I asked her, I said, "Why do you put it that way? I've never heard anyone express their faith that way." Well, she said, "I said the sinner's prayer, so now God's stuck with me." It was so discouraging to hear her say it that way. And she felt she was so unworthy. She was such a failure, such a loser, that God was only accepting her into his kingdom reluctantly. And a lot of Christians feel that way. They feel like they're an embarrassment to God, that they're such failures, such losers, and that God is stuck with them too. Now, why is that? It's because too many Christians believe the lie that they have to earn God's love and their place in his kingdom. So to combat that lie, you need to realize two important things. First is that whenever anyone enters the kingdom, there is celebration in heaven. In Luke chapter 15, Jesus made this so clear. He gave 3 illustrations: the story of the lost coin, the lost sheep, and the lost son, to indicate without any contradiction that whenever someone is found, there is joy and celebration in heaven. God is thrilled that you chose to be in his kingdom. And second, when God looks at you, he doesn't see all your failures. He sees the face of Jesus shining out through your chest. You invited Jesus in, he can see that in you. He loves to see that because that shows that you belong in the family. Now here's another way to look at this. How many of you have 5-year-olds at home? Or have ever had 5-year-olds at home? Or have ever been 5? Why do we love 5-year-olds? Is it because of all the things they do for us? All the time that they save us? All the money they save us? No. We love them because of who they are, what their last name is, which is probably yours. We love them for who they are, not what they do. And God's the same way. He loves you because you're his. He paid a very high price for you. You have his last name. You belong to his family. He loves you for who you are, not what you do. Also, some of you are thinking, well, that may be true, but I'm such a failure. I'm so inconsistent. I don't keep to God's standards. He must be so disappointed with me. Well, do 5-year-olds follow your instructions perfectly? No, of course they don't. And so what do you do with your 5-year-old when he messes up? Do you take them back to the hospital and say, there's something wrong with him? Is he still under warranty? Can I have a different model? No, you just continue to work with your 5-year-old and you just keep training them because you know sooner or later they'll get it. And God's the same way with us. We are his children. He knows we have failures. In the kingdom of God, you don't fail, you just repeat. So he just works with us because he knows that we will eventually get it. So you need to realize that God's love for you is relentless. In Romans chapter 8, it makes it so clear that you cannot escape God's love. So you might as well stand up and take it like a man or a woman. You need to realize that God sees you as amazing. He's thrilled to have you in his kingdom, and you need to start looking at yourself the way God sees you. Break off that lie that you have to earn his approval. You're in the kingdom, and he's thrilled to have you. Now I want to hear from you. How have you overcome those lies of, I have to earn his love, he must be ashamed of me, and I'm so inadequate? How have you overcome that? Just leave your testimony in the comment box below the video. And if this is your first visit here, you need to get my free self-assessment guide. And to do that, just subscribe to my weekly email newsletter by filling out the subscription form on this page. And I'll talk to you again next week. But get rid of those lies. You do belong in the kingdom.